daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. Power Monday, all up in your area. What's going on, y'all? Listen, tonight on the Daily Go Get 'Emism show, we are talking about women and children. Are they still protected? Women and children, are they still protected? You know, there was a time when, people watched what they did and watched what they said around women and children. You didn't speak about nasty things, crazy things, violent things, private things around women. There was a certain type of respect that we showed women. We treated women like ladies. And that's not to say that nobody treats them like that now, but we're going to get to that in a minute. But women and children, there were certain things that we didn't allow our children to see, and we didn't allow our children to do, and that we didn't expose to our children. What we're looking like nowadays. What we're looking like nowadays is very different. Very, very different. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight on the Daily Go Get 'Emism show, Power Monday, all up in your area. Yeah, women and children, are they still protected? You don't even really hear that anymore. Protect the women and protect the children. Protect the babies. The girlies and the babies. The babies, they're male children too. And there was a time when you watched what you did around the male children, because you didn't want the boys to grow up with the wrong types of values, especially values towards women, value towards seniors, value towards other men. Let the boys be boys was a definite, true statement, feeling, and act. But we made sure, or most of us tried to make sure, that we gave the boys the right way to act, the right things to see, and the right way to be. So, for example, there was a time when you didn't do drugs around children. Of course, some people did drugs around children in the privacy of their own homes. You know how that go. But out in public, you didn't smoke weed around kids. Now, these adults today, they pass the weed to the kids. Now, of course, I'm 53 years old, and I knew people when I was growing up that said they've been smoking weed since they was 8, 9, 10 years old. They had big brothers, older aunts and uncles and stuff like that who didn't raise them the right way. But that wasn't a consistent pattern. Nowadays when you go to a cookout, you see even the seniors, they passing the blunt. They in a cipher. And when I see that shit, I'm like, we talking about women and children. They're women and children in the cipher. So the kids are running around still playing, getting it on amongst themselves. But guess what? We smoking weed around them. I never saw that at a cookout back in the day, especially a backyard cookout. Back in the day, if you smoked weed, remember, weed was drugs back in the day. So if you smoked weed back in the day, if it was out in the park or something like that, whoever you smoked weed with, y'all went and found y'all own little place to be. Came back with your eyes all red and low. But you didn't do that around kids. Nowadays they do. The kids know what weed smoke smell like. They know who does it. They know how it affects you. And many of them are encouraged to engage. Not cool. Not cool. I had a friend. I had a good friend, a close friend, who didn't seem, let me put it this way. You know how they be talking about parents be too busy trying to be friends to they kids instead of being parents. Well, sometimes it's not even a parent thing. Sometimes these adults just try to be too cool with these kids. So I had a close friend who would give teenagers weed. And you know what I thought was the oddest thing about that? He didn't smoke weed when he was a teenager. Get it? If you didn't do it when you was a teenager, why would you give, pass, sell weed to a minor? You didn't start getting high till you were a full adult. But I guess you figure weed is so harmless that anybody should be able to do it. Did you miss your calling? Because you didn't do it. But this is what I'm talking about when I talk about women and children. Women and children used to come first. And maybe, I'm sure, there are places where women and children still come first. But it's not like it used to be. Before, it was a foregone conclusion. It was something that everybody knew. It was something that was agreed upon by everybody. It seemed like. I didn't know anybody else I didn't know any men that was coward enough to run out on women and children. Well, we have some other factors that might influence the reason that a man might not put women and children first, or why society might not put women and children first. You know, I know nowadays you can't even, well, I ain't gonna say you can't, because you can, but it's highly discouraged for a parent to spank their children, to physically discipline their children. And I'm not an abusive type dude. I don't want to see children get punished or beaten. I don't want to see that. But I do believe in discipline. And I do know how children will act if they know that there will be no consequences for their actions. You know, kids will kind of push the envelope because they're learning. So they'll push the envelope and push the envelope and push the envelope to see if anything will happen to them if they keep pushing the envelope. And if nothing ever happens, guess what? I hope you wasn't thinking that they will just stop, because they won't. They will keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until somebody says, hey, you better cut that shit the fuck out. Either that or goes upside their head. So, with so much of society discouraging corporal punishment or any type of physical discipline when it comes to children, well, that puts children in the same space as adults. See, I grew up back in the day where grown-ups would go upside your head. And no, they didn't have to be your parents. They pop you upside, boop. Like, yo, you ain't my mom and my dad, I know. And you ain't my child. But you also ain't nobody but you are a child, and you're not a child that I'm going to let, just do whatever they want. So you're not going to break windows. You're not going to slash tires. You're not going to destroy public and private property. You're not going to jump over people's fences and sit on people's cars and disrespect people. You're not going to do that. Get popped upside your head. From what I remember, it improves your hearing. Your child don't hear you, like, well, huh? Boop. Oh, why you ain't just say that? You ain't have to hit me. Ow. I got a headache. What up, Stacy White? What's going on? And Emily, she says, what up? And what happened yesterday? I know. I feel bad about yesterday, too. Because I really wanted to do a show yesterday, and I promised y'all that it would be a show yesterday. I just got caught up. Life got me. I kept saying I'm gonna do it at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna do it at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna do it at 8 o'clock. And it never happened. It never happened. But I'm going to fix the error of my ways. Scouts, Scouts honor. I promise. I promise. Well, what do y'all think, man? Women and children. Women and children. Feminism. Children's rights or children's knowledge of their rights. You got children calling the cops on their kids. I mean, on their parents. Calling DHS, Child Protective Services, on their parents. How do you deal with that? So, like I said, that kind of thing puts you and a child or a child and an adult on equal playing ground, on an equal playing field. It puts them on an equal playing field. So, well, if a child can get away with disrespecting adults, get away with having adults arrested or questioned, whatever, then why should they come first? I'm not saying that should excuse a child from coming first, but I understand how adults would look at it that way. And over time, it starts to fake the protection mode that used to put in place for children goes away because some bad kids have messed it up for all of the good kids. Just like when y'all was in 5th, 6th grade and y'all was supposed to have pizza day on Friday. If everybody came to school or everybody was on time or the attendance was good, and there was always somebody who messed it up. Well, I think we might be going towards that again. We might be getting in that type of realm again. Women and children, are they still protected? Women and children, are they still protected? Feminism. A lot of women out here, they want equality. They want to be, thought of in the same vein as a man. Anything a man can do, I can do. Some women feel like anything a man can do, I can do better. I make more money, take care of my own kids. I own my own house. I bought my own car. I got it going on. You can't deny. I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to always stay fly. You can't get with me. You see, it's kind of different now, and I do whatever I want and how. But now, it's harder to put it's hard to put women first. Women and children. In war, protect the women and children. Women and children. If there's a fire in the building, women and children. Women and children. Now, every man for himself. She says she don't need no man. Well, she don't need me to put her first. She got trampled and stomped over with everybody trying to get out of the building just like everybody else. Women and children, not first anymore. Not as protected as they used to be. Like I said, men used to watch their mouths around women and children. Now, I'm not so sure that they are, there's still people like us who do it, but I don't know if it's as widespread and if it's followed the way that it used to be followed when we were coming up. And I'm not here to promote my era. All I'm trying to ask is, have we gotten too far away from protecting women and children? And if we have, what are the reasons for it? And what can we do about it? Should we go back to protecting women and children? Did that work for us, or did it break down and we stopped doing it for a reason? Maybe it wasn't paying off the way it was supposed to. Maybe we didn't get as much out of society as we were promised to have gotten. Now, this is not a tit for tat thing. We shouldn't be protecting women and children just because they can do something for us. We should be doing it because it's the right thing. So I have to ask, is it the right thing anymore? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Wisdom Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about women and children. Are they still protected? Are they still protected? We have women listening to this show. Let me know. Are you feeling protected these days? When you are in the presence of a man, I know y'all have a lot of complaints about men that y'all know. I know that y'all have a lot of complaints about men that y'all meet. I know y'all have a lot of complaints about men that y'all hear about. What about your personal experience? Have you been put first, lady? Have you been put first, woman? Have you been put first, women, females? The X chromosome? I know a lot of women complain that they're not feeling protected like they used to, or like they should be, or maybe like they were raised to be. I hear a lot of complaints about the way that men treat women these days. But where did it come from? Where did it come from, and where is it going? Did it vacate that protective space for good reasons, or what? I'm just trying to figure it out. Let me know what y'all know. Women and children, are they still protected? Do they still come first? Women and children, y'all used to be able to eat first. Y'all might still be eating, but what's the pecking order now? What's the pecking order? What we doing? What we doing? That's what I need to know. That's what I want to know. What we doing? Women and children, are they still protected? Do you still protect your woman and your children, black man? I mean, I know a whole lot of black men who do. Insist on it. Is it everyone? Evidently, there's a lot of protection in the public and not nearly enough in private. Women and children have to come first in the home, or should I say in private, just like they do when you're putting on a show. And if you're only protecting women and children to put on a show, shame on you. Shame. For shame. For shame. We can do better than that. Y'all know we can do better than that. Erica Burton says, yes, I would say I feel protected. It all starts with your upbringing, which some continue the growth, and in some family do not. I think the foundation is very important. And that's really what we'll find most of our answers anyway. In the foundation. And the way that you were brought up, especially if you had a really strong, influential male in your life, or should I say a man in your life, he would have or should have shown you as a woman, like, look, a man is supposed to treat you this way. Now, everything isn't cookie cutter, especially nowadays. There's a lot of unorthodox behavior going on nowadays. But even if you've never been treated like a lady, or you don't get treated like a lady like we used to talk about back in the day, when somebody's treating you decent, or treating you with decency, respect, admiration. If somebody, prioritizes you when it comes to your interactions. It ain't hard to tell. Even the most insecure, sensitive, and clingy person knows when they're being treated at least fairly. Like you might require a lot more than the average person, but when you're at least getting the good balance of the scales. You know. So yeah, yeah. You know, women, men, women and children coming first, or women and children being protected. You know, with a lot of feminism, a lot of women, put themselves on an equal plane with men. And now, as far as social media is concerned, we play around with a lot of this stuff. We joke around how, like, oh, you said you don't need no man, so you don't need me for this. And, when you get in trouble, you don't need us for this. You don't need. Men and women need each other. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how you try to slice it. Ain't that much independence in the world. First of all, we all come from a man and a woman. Ain't no denying that. So 23 chromosomes come from your mother, 23 chromosomes come from your father. That's the makeup of every human being. It's probably the makeup of every animal too, but for every human being, they have 23 chromosomes of female and 23 chromosomes of male. So your mom and your dad made you. So you are both. Gender be damned. But we've gotten into this area of society where, especially when it comes to our people, when it comes to black people, well, number one, the media, propaganda, mental slavery has kept us fighting against each other. And when I hear about it, it sounds so stupid to me that we feed into this. Really. Because I don't care if you date outside your race. Well, I do care, but I can't do nothing about it, so I gotta say I don't care. But let me finish the thought. Even if you date outside your race, it doesn't mean that you're dating outside your gender. So it takes the balance of men and women in order to collectively protect women and children. So regardless of how independent you are, I have never seen anybody go to bat for more black men than black women. So it's like any way you slice it, you can't get around it. You cannot get around it. Black women protect black men. They do. So when I hear this bullshit about how black men, turn into white women or Asian women or Latinos or whatever. First of all, there's no black and Latino are not different races, but you can't tell them. You can't tell the light skinned ones that. They don't know. All right. So if you don't believe that black women protect black men, look at the jail population. Black males make up 41% of the prison population. Who they normally coming home to? Who the ones putting money on their books? Who are the ones coming through on the VI? Hold on a second. Hey. Listen, I really don't have no business answering now. Hurry up, get to it. What's up? Yeah. All right, so help her. Is she ready? Is she ready to? We got the inspection tomorrow. So it all right, because G can hold it down. Okay. I'll call you back. All right. So yeah. Um. So yeah. So you got black women coming up on the VI day. When those dudes come home, if they come home, who they coming home to? What houses they coming home to? Which cribs have been approved for them to even be able to come home to? Who are their children? So when you think about men and women women and children not being protected like they used to be, and our ability, to separate from each other, because black people, if we don't know how to do nothing, we know how to separate from each other. I don't care whether it's over skin tone, good hair, bad hair, whether you live in the hood or live in the burbs, rich, poor, or should I say, paid and broke. That's more realistic, right? Because most of us ain't rich, most of us ain't poor. Some of us are paid, some of us are broke. Even some of us who get paid, still broke. But yeah. So when I talk about the whole feminism thing, and I don't have anything against feminism, I have something against black feminism because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's why it's black feminism, because they can't seat you. Black women can't get a seat on the chairman's board of the feminist movement. That's why y'all have to have your own little movement, the black feminist movement. It's like the difference between Dracula and Blackula. You know which movie made the most money and which one was like a joke. It's like Annie and the Annie with the black. Blanny. That's what I call it. Blanny. But anyway. So we talking about women and children. And we about to get on about it here. But when we talk about women and children, yeah. If we talk about feminism, where we have the black woman turning against the black man, and where we have the black man lacking understanding about the black woman, and so they complaining about black men are complaining about the black woman. Black women are telling other black women to do everything on their own, and that they don't need the black man. Well, if you don't have a man and a woman, where you get children from? Well, we know the children come anyway, don't they? It doesn't really matter. The children get made. You can play around with nature all you want. It's still nature wins every motherfucking time. If nature over politics, nature over club. I had a tree growing out the back of my damn roof in my house. That shit just grew. All it needed was light and water. Damn near almost lost the back of my house. Because nature can't be stopped. So when we talk about protecting the women and children, we kind of have to ask, were we really protecting them before? Were we? Was it just something that we were saying, or was it something that we were really putting into practice? Who's to really say? But I know nowadays, you don't even hear it as much anymore. You don't even hear it as much anymore. So I wonder if it still exists. And y'all gonna let me know if it still exists. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. All right. Let's get on up out of here. We're about to do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs. Some people were born on this glorious October 30th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Wait. Let me get this right. Adeniki Sincere, turning 48 years old today. And also Jamal Bella Donwell. No, that can't be Jamal. Oh, it's Janai. My bad. Janai Bella Don Burwell. And also Tanya Palmer, happy birthday to you. And Lorinda Shields, happy birthday to you. And Lee Robinson, happy birthday to you. And Christine Tolbert, turning 53 years old today. And God working greatly for me. G. Bowie, turning 38 years old today. And Paula Prince, turning 59 years old today. And Victoria, it's wait. Isatua, Somalia, happy birthday to you. And Kawajalin Brown. And also my girl Harris Crump, turning 71 years old today. And Black Key Beats, very good hip hop producer. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, Gene James, turning 59 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 30th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, women and children, are they still protected? Do they still come first? Sometimes it might come down to whether they are protected and come first in your life. And if that's what they do, then that's how you've been taught, and that's how you feel, and that's the way that you should teach others. Someone thought of that concept enough to teach it to you. So why wouldn't you feel as strongly about that concept to teach it to others? How we say, things have changed. They're not like they used to be. The more things change, the more they stay the same also. So you have to decide what's good and what's not as good as it should be or used to be in your life. So just like if you had a whole bag of jelly beans, you might pick out the ones you didn't like. Like the black licorice ones. Or them little white ones. What flavor are the white ones? What are they supposed to be? Vanilla? I don't know. All I know is I never liked Good and Plenty. I like the Good and Fruity wasn't even all that good, but the Good and Plenty. Anyway, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Getimism show. Somewhere around this time, you know what I mean? If I can get off a little bit earlier, maybe a little earlier, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And I will holler back. Peace, one.